HF? Jasmine Walker here with today's VTV Show. We have a great show today, full of segments you won't want to miss. On February 11th and 12th, the chess team traveled to Peoria to compete at the state tournament. Let's see how it went.
Congratulations to the HF chess team for going 4-3 at the state chess tournament, ending their season 59th ranked in state. Here's what the coach had to say.
So the chess team competes in a conference, and we went to sectionals on the 29th of January, and we won 2 of our 4 matches, which qualified us for state. Going to state was a blast. We traveled with 9 players, and we bonded as a team. We left on Thursday. We arrived to Peoria. We went to dinner. We all stayed in the same hotel with other chess teams, and then we competed for 2 days and returned on Saturday, and I think there was a lot of laughter throughout the experience, so it was a great time. The hardest part for our team was that we were matched up with an undefeated team for our first match. So when we sat down, we were excited to be at state, and then they beat us every single board. So that was probably the toughest part of state, but it also was a learning lesson for us, and we were able to regroup and improve our record as a result. The whole, our varsity team, everyone is extremely strong. We have 2 seniors that are graduating, Sam, who's been on the chess team since his freshman year, and then Christian, who played varsity for the first time this year as a senior, but he was able to be the MVP of state because he brought us our final victory. So we were happy to have them, sad to see them leave. So I have several strong freshmen that I'm looking forward to working with them for the rest of their career time here at HF.
The girls track team kicked off their 2022 season on February 11th with their first track meet. Josh Fajardo has the story.
The HF track team had their first quad track meet last week at HF on February 11, 2022. They won 2nd place in state last year and are planning a comeback. Head coach Terry says how.
Start of the season is always, an interesting time. The girls, a lot of them are involved in, club or different ways of just continuing to run in the off season. But we also, held some preseason training sessions for our girls. Got in the weight room. Just a lot of preparation for this upcoming season. Primarily around Christmas break is when we start that process. And obviously we're hoping that those weeks carry over into this season.
With many people being excited for the start of the season, there is hope for a comeback. Team captain Alex Edison shares her excitement.
I'm very excited that it's a new season, especially since it's a full season. We get to have both indoor and outdoor this year, so very excited to finish the whole season out this year.
The next meet is an invitational meet on February 26th here at the Field House. Reporting for VTV, I'm Josh Fajardo.
Over this past month, tensions have been rising in Eastern Europe. But what are the implications of this potential war? Tim Van Etten has the story.
It's no secret that there has been a lot of tensions build up between countries, largely with the US and Russia. Recently, Russia has put multiple military bases around the border of Ukraine and has claimed that they are planning to invade the country. With a lot of angst and fear of the outcome, we wanted to inform you on what is happening. Ukraine was formerly part of the Soviet Union, a communist state that consisted largely of Russia and surrounding countries. In an attempt to combat a large communist power, many nations came together to create the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Neither Russia nor Ukraine were partner countries with NATO. However, as NATO has expanded east to gain more partnering countries who were formerly Soviets, they made it clear in 2008 that they plan to add Ukraine in the future. Vladimir Putin has complained extensively to NATO as he views the addition of Ukraine as a threat to the country. Recently, Putin has declared war against Ukraine and sent troops and active missiles into the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv, already causing the deaths of over 40 civilians. He has also threatened that any country that attempts to get involved will face, quote, consequences that you have never experienced in your country's history, end quote. NATO has denounced Russia's actions and will continue sending supplies to Ukraine and implementing sanctions against Russia. Anything can change, but for now, you're updated. We recommend that you stay informed by watching the news and keeping up with the most reliable news sources. That's all from us. For VTV, I'm Timmy Van Eden.
On February 15th, a fundraiser was held to support the Class of 2022 HFPA Scholarship Fund. Let's check it out with Michaela Taylor.
The community played a part in helping to send HF seniors to college this past Tuesday. The Bistro in Sterling in downtown Flossmoor held a Cook's Night Off. This event helped to raise money for the Class of 2022 Scholarship Fund to aid these students in their upcoming college ventures. Cook's Night Off was organized by the Homewood Flossmoor Parent Association. The HF Parent Association was created to build a connection between the community and HF. They raise money through donations for the Scholarship Fund and other HF-sponsored programs. Gina Logalbo, a member of the Parent Association, appreciates the support from the community.
So we really appreciate what they're doing tonight. The Bistro in Sterling is a great community partner, and we're so thankful that they did this.
Cook's Night Off is a recurring event located at different restaurants in the community each time. This time, the Bistro hosted and offered up 10% of their proceeds from that night to go to the Scholarship Fund to help send our seniors to college. The owner of the Bistro in Sterling, Rich Cairo, felt his contribution was warranted because some of his employees are HF students and he would love to give back.
Anything that the Bistro here can do to help the kids at HF, we are in 100%.
The next HFPA fundraiser is next week at Flossmoor Station, so be sure to come out and support the Class of 2022. Reporting for VTV, I'm Michaela Taylor.
February is Black History Month, and on this historical month, we asked some HF students who they looked up to. Let's see what they had to say.
I was always obsessed with Madam C.J. Walker, like just her like creating her own hair care line and like really starting out like the whole like black beauty type vibe. And I wanted to do hair when I was younger, so that's all. I just love her.
An important person to me for Black History Month is Beyonce. She spreads a lot of positivity and black empowerment, and she's been striving for greatness since she was young, so who wouldn't want to be like her?
For me, I would say I would start with my fraternity, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and the founders, Ernest Everett Just, Edgar Amos Love, Oscar James Cooper, and Frank Coleman. These four individuals paved the way for young black men like myself of like-minded attainment. They were doctors, educators, science pioneers, bishops, ministers. So these guys kind of set the way, and they paved the way for the first black fraternity to be established on in HBCU, which was historic, and this is a big part of history. So for me, I would say it's my four founders and my fraternity. Those are probably some big figures in my life that helped me establish and live in manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and upgrade.
Madam C.J. Walker, because she helped us with a lot of hair care today. If we wouldn't have her, we wouldn't have anything to do with our hair or how it grows, how to keep it healthy.
It was the first black woman to go in space, Mae Jemison, and I think it was because of that, because I think it proved that we, as black people, we can really, like, if we put, like, as in people in general, if you push your mind to do stuff, like, you can do it as well.
On Monday, February 28th, be sure to wear red and support Special Olympics during Respect Week. Here's more information.
Each year, schools across Illinois celebrate Respect Week. This celebration is derived from the Spread the Word campaign that originally worked to promote the end of using derogatory terms to describe people with disabilities. Next week, HF will be participating in Respect Week. All week long, VTV will be featuring videos in honor of Respect Week. To show your support, please wear red on Monday. If you wear red, stop by 117 North. The top 5 best dressed people will receive a prize. So, get involved and help support a great cause. It's Respect Week and it all starts on Monday.
Last show, we saw some very unique science experiments. Let's find out what this week's installment has in store for us on Experiments with POV.
Well, welcome back. The next thing we're going to look at some of the alkaline metals. Now, this is sodium and this is potassium. They're silver gray like most of the metals are, except for copper and gold. They're in the solid state like all the metals are except mercury, and they're actually are soft, believe it or not. They have the consistency of bubble gum. You can actually squeeze them, but like all the alkali metals, they react violently with water. And today we're going to see how violently. The first one we're going to look at is sodium. And so when I throw the sodium in water, it's going to float on top because it is not very dense. It's less dense than water, but as it floats on top of the water, it's going to start to react with water, and it's going to give off a lot of heat. And if we're lucky, it'll catch on fire and explode. It's starting to react. If you were closer, you could hear it. It's hissing. There's the flame. Beautiful. Ooh, there we go. That was the characteristic explosion of sodium in water. You saw the flame, you heard the bang. And so the next element on the series would be cesium and rubidium, but if I had those, the beaker would blow up. So thanks for coming. Hope to see you again soon. And once again, I'd like to give my shout out to Science Olympiad, proud sponsor of today's activities.
Last Tuesday, the boys basketball team took on Lockport for their senior night. Our cameras were there to capture the action.
Senior night, you know, it don't get no better than senior night, so you know, you gotta enjoy the moments because you only get one senior night, so.
It's just fun, you know. Like we all like a small little family. So
We'll be back next week for more. So make sure you're tuning in right here to VTV. For everyone at VTV, I'm Jasmine Walker.